Hello, everybody out there in Poetry Corner Universe and the Poetry Corner land. Welcome tonight to Poetry Corner Westside Connection. Dre, I'm gonna pass everything off to you.
Okay, first and foremost, I'd like to introduce Q. He is the producer of the show, the collaborator, one that puts all of this together. Let's keep him awake. Snaps for Q. I'm going to turn it over to Ebony.
Welcome everyone. Next up, introducing the host, King Joel Atterbury, the poetry slayer, book layer, the connection from east to west, the best, the vibe layer poetry guy. Y'all welcome this king
Thank
to
you.
Westside Connection. Snap it up for him.
Thank you, y'all. All right.
I'm going to introduce Ebony. I would like to introduce Ebb and Flow. Here we go. The rhythm that flows. She spits fire every time a word roars off her tongue, dots every I and crosses every T. Queen Ebony, the co-founder, co-creator of Verses and Vibes, dope energy. Now we are ready for the show.
Not yet, because we need to introduce Miss Drea.
Mhm.
Um, Queen Drea the poet, connecting poets from east to west. She's a poet, an author, the co-founder of Vibes and Verses. She's the poetry chef, and she has a divine shine. So welcome, Drea, and clap it up for Drea.
We also want to thank you all for kindly being here. You could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be here with us, and we really appreciate it. So we're going to start this off with Janae. So Janae, just tell them a little bit about yourself, what you're doing, if you have any events coming up.
What's up, you guys? It is Janae McDonald, but as you can see in the corner, it's different because I am, as you'll see, um, I am a mother of four. I'm a widow. I am also a TA for CLI. Whoop whoop, give it up. And I finished my first book through Community Literature Initiative this past spring. I'm currently working on another poetry book, novel, movie scripts, things of that nature. So that's a little bit about myself. And I'm also working on my artist pages that I don't have up yet, but four kids take up a lot of time. So the first piece that I'm gonna do for you guys is called By God. It's one of my favorite pieces. By God, I'll weave an acrostic cross stitch, hold you hostage on a hot seat. I am a Miss Isle heat seeker sneak peek, a sneaky glimpse into next week. With painted toes and sandals on my 2 feet, I'm coming to your town, by God. By God, I'ma cut loose of your tight noose, murder the last dragon with my right moves. When it comes time for you to choose just whose side you gonna be moving to, don't move cool like Idlewild, but quick like boot scoot to Team Yes You. Make sure that you gonna be listening for the sound. By God. By God, I'll quote you scripture off the Richter. Rain the word on you in a slicker with a ripped shirt. Holy Spirit, a light on you so quick, nerd, it's a sick blur. Satan blubber and yell out, look, oh no, it's her. As numbers of dead demons hit dirt, man, I love the sound. By God. By God, I'm a tiptoe, move real slow. Take my time, yo, to drop a dime, yo, about his plan so you can grow. Most spiritual as the day grows, lengthening shadows on the wall and flow. No yeast in my dough, cause he keep me humble. Fall upon that rock, so with a stone's throw into powder, I won't be ground. By God. By God, I live, move, and breathe. Laugh, smile, cry, and sneeze. Express gratitude from these half kneecaps in each knee. Soar yet gleefully, I clap and sing, all because he saved me from hell be. Made life worth living, though I ain't worthy. Up from heaven lovingly to my level, he came down. By God. By God, it's like a Kurdish skirmish against forces that's Turkish. Whichever way you turn, it gets restrictive like a tourniquet. Repentance means reverses like Uno when your turn gets taken while you wasn't looking yet. So subversive, leave you spinning like a cursive dervish. Let's not get surly or churlish yet. It's just me and my girlish flesh in the floor-length dress, hair wrapped in fabric, spirit covered and blessed. Bought with pure blood, yes, I've been purchased. The matter of my eternity has been addressed, is now laid to rest. And in the end, I'll be casting my crown by God.
Ooh, all right.
All
All right.
right. Connect.
Starting that off with a bang.
Yes. Next up, we're going to bring up Ron. So, Ron, just tell us a little bit about yourself, if you have any projects out, your books, and then start with some poetry.
Okay, well, first of all, congratulations on your book, Janae. I remember you from the Anansi Writers Workshop at Leimert Parks a couple of years back. My name is Ron Dowell, and my book is called Watts Uprise. I know we got people from North Carolina, we got it from Jersey. And my question is, have you ever been to the Watts Towers? Okay, I see a couple of heads. And for those of you who haven't, I'm going to introduce you to the Watts Towers right now. This is called Watts Uprise after Sabata Simon Rodia. I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something big, Simon Rodia said to Carmen, his wife. There's no Watts story. Sorry, most sorry. I'm going to do something, said the wee Italian immigrant, pulling buckles on his extra small size overalls. And in 1921, hand mixed water, gravel, silky sand, he shoveled, anchoring, cementing detritus towers made of chicken wire, broken ceramics, found seashells, dishes. Big red cars hummed, vibrated along rails used to bend scrap steel, refusing bolts, rivets, and wells. Simon cemented rocks, discarded tiles, slag, 7-Up, magnesia milk bottle parts. He used lacy, intricate wire mesh, wrapping towering spires, walls, and a gilded gazebo into a soaring explosion of color, form, and texture. A crescendo of cackling crows, pigeon wings flapping, mortar stamped heart-shaped ciphers. The laden vessel's bow points to Sereno, Italy, a ship-shaped transport he called Nuestro Pueblo, the Watts Towers. Big. They shrug at quakes, Santa Anas, the stress test of haters. Big. Every rung, member, arch, and portal scaled to his short stature, using no scaffold, blowtorch, or power tool, only his determined capacity to pulley 1,000 pounds, stretched so far, ascend earthbound toil, 30, 40 feet high, to create at extreme limits his duende. Big. I did it all by myself, never had a single helper, Simon said. No money. Only his vision to upraise, transcend sweat and knuckle blood, elevated beyond expectation. Big. No wind protection, sun, cold rain, high over California sycamores, sickle-shaped vapid green leaves, camouflage bark with spiked seeds dangling from their boughs, over purpley jacaranda blooms, over a bougainvillea anarchy, fragrant like a corner skunk, over sharp teeth Cali fan palm fronds, dizzy, more top each hour, day, month, tasting ocean salt, sweaty stink. Black Americans, Jews, Mexicans, Nisei, East Indians, Greeks, Chinese, Tongva, dart like ants below, tongues thick from wine and existential messages of love and compassion. Big. Simon, high enough to view from bright days, public housing, cinder block curse. Central Avenue, Mercury's amber, Wingfoot gills, the fat Goodyear blimp. 103rd Street, the red clay Largo Theater's hip roof looms over the sleepy green Cape Furniture and Appliance Company blade sign. Downtown LA, the pyramid-shaped roof of City Hall feeds Old County Jail like a vampire's taste for blood and gristle. In the sliver of an orange sunset's light, Simon lifts with his last finger before blackness, hurried like restrooms on a Las Vegas turnaround. His truth above the city of lies. The Lord said, surprise me, and he did. Simon sculpted this letter to Watts, big. At 100 feet, he scanned northward the Hollywoodland sign, spotted Boyle Heights, Big General Hospital's solid body, and Sears and Roebuck art decoration. Watts Tower sway in a circadian rhythm when the sun knifes across the sky. Outsider art glories inside Watts' hearts like Charles Mingus's jazz-based chest punch blankets my soul. Big. Bud Powell's sax squeals. Nipsey Hussle spits preparation and opportunity. Watts prophets teach. I'm going to do something big, Simon said, and he did. Rodeo sculpted 34-year-long love letter to Watts. Survival, Ivor Tagore's indictment. Big. Creativity, Wanda Coleman tossing verbal Molotov cocktails. Big. pure forest strength like leafcutter ants, big, Judd Powell's unity, glass-blown grass fields, and community resilience like goldfish schools. All grand treasures in broken frames, big, beautiful things that keep heart close, love. Our town, with its whole big heart, open, bleeding for the world, like a wildfire, something big.
Woo!
All right.
Thank you for that piece,
All
Ron.
right.
Thank you.
That's what's
Thank
up.
you so much for that, Ron. Give it up for Watts. And now we're gonna have Heather up. Welcome, Heather.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. My name is Heather, and I am the curator of the OC Speakeasy, which is at the House of Blues in Anaheim, California. And I host this on a monthly basis, and it's a lot of fun to have people come out. And I've seen a few of you there, so thank you so much for being here as well. I have a book. It's called Out of the Weeds. It came out during the pandemic, and I'm going to read one of my poems from that book. This one is called Generations. My daughter's mother is not an alcoholic. Neither is her mother. That is how you break a pattern, how you create hope for a future, how you stop a cycle from repeating generations of drinking and being beaten, of men pouring income into a bottle they empty on a payday, of hitting, of broken dishes, of promises to stop, and still more bruises to hide, of rage, abuse, words spoken and never taken back, of little children who turned into adults full of trauma who never grew up. I don't know what it is like to have a father who is cruel, or to be banished from a family for having a child. I don't know the little girl she was before, whose father drank and cursed and threw things. I don't know what it is like for that father to have a mother who chose to die to spare herself one more day of beatings. I don't know the little girl she was before 5 children and a drunk husband, when she was sold by her parents to pay a debt, at age 8 alone on a boat, only a doll under her arm. I know caution of too much fun, too much drink, of losing choice to a man who didn't give me one. I know discretion, panicked eyes, ancestries, and ghosts that haunt a mother, a daughter, a grandmother, a child, all in one. I know rage, the beast that shook the house and silenced it, the daughter I was and still am, because monsters still scare me. I know how to ask for help, how to teach my daughters the same. I know the primal need to protect, the darkness that lingers just beneath skin, blood coursing through veins of women surviving still 5 generations later.
Thank you so much for that beautiful
All right,
piece.
Heather.
Thank you, Heather.
So next up, we're going to shoot it over to Maria. Hello, Maria. Can you tell us what you have going on? Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Maria. I am working on another book, I guess, besides the one I got from CLI, which I have right here, which is really cool. And yeah, just various projects. Still an editor for Kelp Journal Online. We have a contest going on, so a lot of that. And yep, other than that, trying to keep writing every day. So the poem I'm going to read right now is titled Crossing the Border. The lashing of the moon hurts while the sunlight warns to keep you away from direct access. The heart beats under your fist. Is this death or reincarnation? The feeling of my eyes fleeing to the thin layer of snow in the distant mountains. Sitting still on top of a tree, looking at the horizon, trying to see a point that will give them reassurance. In a remote island, I cry because the birds are gone. Under a dream, I cry because those birds are my parents, flying away from their homeland, flying away into the sliver of light. Thank you.
Ooh, thank you so much for Maria for
All
that.
right, Maria. Okay.
Okay, now we got both. Thank you guys so much for coming through. Vo, tell us what you got going on, your projects, your upcoming projects, and the book you have coming out.
Hello, everyone. My name is V.I.V.E, stands for Voice of the Harbor. I do have a book called Diagnosis that I did get with CLI, Community Literature Initiative. What's it called? I have a lot of cool projects coming along the way, especially next year. I will be doing workshops for the Los Angeles Public Library to show the public how to create visual poetry. This poem is from the new book I'm working on. This poem is called Revived. I used to walk in the footsteps of my memories, working on self-discovery on a road of enlightenment and recovery, exploring, untangling, and repairing the death of my broken consciousness, traveling through familiarity, uncomfortability, and sexuality. I warned myself not to go deeper, but I found the missing piece to repair the obstruction in my timeline. Some things are better left alone. I had to know why. Why am I like this? The discovery put a halt to my progress, puzzled and drowning in a spiral of suppressed trauma. I cried for weeks, bones frozen, hanging on to the emotion as it happened yesterday. Triggers can be lethal. My spirit stopped growing because I interrupted its ascension. I had to decompress the manic thoughts, warping duality with perception. I had everything I wanted, but satisfaction wasn't enough. Being too hard on myself or being susceptible to the devil. Break out, wake up, shake off. It's okay. He died. He can't hurt anyone else. Take a deep breath and release what no longer resonates with your higher self. Healing the trauma block is empowering. Didn't want to just toss the feeling aside and live a misguided life classified and hidden within the underside of my mind. The trauma trapped in my shoulder popped. My spirit rose and exploded into a million colors. I cried for peace and magic and love and joy and laughter, sleeping without nightmares, meditating without fear, whispering lies in my ear. I can finally breathe. Thank you.
Ooh, thank you so much for that piece. Now we're going to roll it over to King. Tell us what you got going on, any projects coming up. Work on.
Well, King Atterbury. Find me on IG, King Atterbury Inc. Personal website, kingatterbury.com. A couple of projects coming out. I got 3 books I'm working on right now, along with I have 20 books, published books out on Amazon. So I'm trying to end this year with a bang. Also, we're creating this show right here. We have the Poetry Corner. I'm also on King and Queen's Quarters on Monday nights on the Epiphany Network at 9 o'clock Eastern. So, yeah, it's a lot of things going on, but all you have to do is stay tuned to the Let's Talk channel. You'll find what's good and what's popping. But I'm going to go into this piece right now called Fearless. Okay. What the world doesn't realize is many of us are defiant, beating out the odds that are stacked against the workers. And when I say workers, I mean those who work hard to overcome adversities of the ones who are in charge. So I say, please respect minds as I respect yours respectfully. The duality of choices made a poison by the madness. Life is just a year full of 4 seasons of breathing. Sometimes we're grieving, having tough times believing. So I pray against the monster of selfishness, effortless. Moments I close my ears to the nonsense that's presented. Energy of my pendants, some are raw and some are charmed. This is just a song for more JW's crested arm. Bear cross with red ink, bear cross with red ink in it, words to a sentence. Lined across a white page, mentally I finish. Never mind some quotable things that I am speaking. I refuse to give up, so I get up and move my good foot. Kick trouble in the ass for a laugh, trapping my past. Camouflage my mask underneath whatever's bad. Bring my dreams into fruition from hope, love, and life. Gamble that the price is right when the world is sacrificed. King.
Woo! Thank you for that, King.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Beautiful. Thank you, King. So I see that we have Rome here. Welcome. And we're going to get right to you. So tell us a little bit about yourself, any upcoming events you have going on, any books, anything that you would like to share with us. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I appreciate you guys for having me. I'm actually new to this, even though I've been writing since 2004. And I recently accomplished a dream at 65 years old and wrote my first book. And though it didn't take off as well as I thought, it's still my baby, and it happened. And so now, with that behind me, I went on ahead and finished the second book in 2023. It comes out, and we'll see how the journey continues. So tonight, hopefully, you guys will enjoy what I have, and I'm gonna do something from the old book, the old book, the new book, and then I'm gonna do hopefully later on something from the new book. Okay. So sit back, enjoy this for a minute. Mine's are really quick and fast. I don't like to take up a whole lot of time. I think if you're gonna do a poetry, it's gonna work real quick here. 911's a joke.
Okay, Ron, hold on a second.
Okay.
You got like a little bit of background noise, so I want everyone to be able to hear you clearly. Okay.
That's my Robert Glacier. Here we go. Okay. Can you guys hear me now?
Okay.
Okay. 911's a joke. They said Superman was a hero, yet he never showed up to save me or my broken heart. They said the Flash was the fastest man alive, yet he wasn't fast enough to catch my tears. They said love was worth all the heartache and pain, but there was nobody in my shoes when love slapped me upside my head and broke my heart. Where was my superheroes then?
Woo, thank you for that. Up next, we have P.W. Writing. She is our TA in our class at Community Literature Initiative. She is a dope poet, and you can continue to introduce yourself. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm sorry I came in late. I was having some internet issues and everything, but like Miss Andrea said, my name is PW. I am the TA of Season 10 Alumni Chapter in CLI, and I was also a product of Season 9 of CLI, the Austin, Texas chapter. I was able to write a book that is going to debut in February, hopefully, 2023. It's entitled Fever Memory, and it's really a book about coming of age. And all of the poems on there is to emphasize the beauty of nature, tribulation, and change. So I'm really excited about that.
You're on mute. Mute.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, my computer is acting up. So would you like me to read a piece?
Yes.
Okay, let's get into it. I am from Los Angeles, so I'm from the beach. So I go to school at University.
Your computer is freezing.
So this
Yeah, she's freezing. She's having technical difficulties.
Okay, we're
So,
gonna come back to PW writing, and we're gonna go back around to Janae. Bless us with another poem.
All right, my pleasure. So this next piece is called Soul Asset. Um, and you'll know what it's about when you listen. What, pray, is the genesis of a smile? Is it a seed first, planted by surprise, delight, bedded in stress-free German chocolate soil, watered by care-fearless nymphs of cleared debt and full bellies? Is it the peaking roots of security at the base of the tree of peace? Are smiles born after gestating 4/5 of a year in the womb of joy conceived by justice? Perhaps smiles are token rewards garnered on daily scavenger hunts, captured upon completed tasks. Perhaps, maybe. I know from wherever they hail, they have been loosely demanded of me by men thinking only of their comfort. Oh, yeah, I was wondering what that was. Right. I don't think that was from me, King, because everything is
Can
off.
everybody mute,
But
please?
hold on a second. I would like for everyone to mute
okay.
their mics except for the one that's reciting their poetry. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
So I'll start over. What, pray, is the genesis of a smile? Is it a seed first, planted by surprise, delight, bedded in stress-free German chocolate soil, watered by care-fearless nymphs of cleared debt and full bellies? Is it in the peaking roots of security at the base of the tree of peace? Are smiles born after gestating 4/5 of a year in the womb of joy conceived by justice? Perhaps smiles are token rewards garnered on daily scavenger hunts, captured upon completed tasks. Perhaps, maybe. I know from wherever they hail, they have been loosely demanded of me by men thinking only of their comfort, which, though we strangers, imbibing life from the same oxygen tank for mere moments, seemed lost in my presence. Straight corners of my mouth interpreted as subtraction signs, flatlining toward my ears, leaving others despondent, believing me dead. But I know my smiles. They are expensive, rare gems that I vault in my spleen, only letting out when I want to blind my prey. I own a wall of smiles, smirks, three quarters, some with matching squinted eyes, even full teeth bearing ones, opening act for headlining laughs soon to rush the stage. My smiles are for me. I spend them on my delights. I determine their value, set their exchange rate. They are not cheap, they supersede fashion, are priceless, a limited commodity, guarded with the ferocity of junkyard dogs with new whelps. My smile is not armor, brandished to dismiss your dismay. In truth, it is one of the few things that I truly own outright. I do not owe it to you. It is mine, for me, a self embrace for my soothing, mine alone.
Thank you so much for that piece. That was beautiful. Up next, we have Ron.
Okay, I was raised within a stone's throw of the watchtowers. I lived in Jordan Downs initially and watched there. So I saw the watchtowers all the time. And when I was preparing this manuscript, I actually revisited Watts, spent a lot of time there, and I met with a guy named Tim Watkins, who runs the WLCAC there. And I got to say that he inspired by thinking about this poem because we were there at the same time after the Watts, so-called Watts riot. And I actually lived through all of the so-called riots in LA. It's called The Devil's Playthings. My first was far different than my last job, two score hence. The house chores in the shoebox housing authority bedroom shared with Richard, my younger brother, making my double bed, sweeping winter cold, dookie brown asbestos tile. After school, I laid aside the latchkey to wash breakfast dishes before my parents sweated home. their indentured hands having assembled toys and swept boxcars. No, my first real job was in the summer of 1966, the year after we handmade Molotov and hurled bricks, frustration's handiwork, Watts' hot uprising. I was 15 and the 6 a.m. newspapers thrown from the rail on Ralph McNeil's bicycle as he huffed and for which we made pennies paled when compared to that first real job in the summer 1966. In 1966, after the riot, rebellion, I started my first real job as a crew member. Handsome boys, strong backs, clearing overvegetated, long neglected lots. My platoon toiled in rhythm, hands wedded to double blade weed cutters, shovels, and hoes in the same order at the same tempo. Busy hands rose and fell simultaneously, sweat flowed like rivers, calloused hands, bandaged blisters. We stank on my first real job that summer, 1966. Control a boy's hands and you control his body. Miss Ann knitted handcuffs for idle hands that summer.
Thank you so much for that piece. Very detailed.
Yeah,
Up
that was
next,
real nice, Mr. Ron.
yes, we have Heather. Bless us with another piece.
Hi. So this poem was first published for Alpha Female Society, and it is called Little B, Big O, Little B, Little S. Boobs. Friends, I have always favored the skin of my forearms and hands. Tiny freckles like flecks of tan sand, my personal dot to dot. You know, I have a favorite, hiding in the crease of my knuckle on my right ring finger. My wrist bears no inflected keepsake, though needle and ink were commissioned to inspire a permanent reminder there is always more to say. Arrow drawn on my forearm, I am not the target. And yet, friends, I must confess, I have always hated my breasts. I went to sleep a child and woke to the body of a woman, and I am only 10 when my mom tells me to wear a bra with my nightgown. It became the summer of sudden band tank tops, and one-piece bathing suits required a t-shirt over that too. These lopsided globes, this mass of excess became mockery, a comparison to Dolly Parton or my own Aunt Veda, both with reputations along the colossal. Boys and uncles paid more attention, teased and harassed bra straps. Friends, do you even know what color my eyes are? Probably not. As if eye color even matters, men never look at them when they are asking me to dinner. They are only there for the dessert. My friend has perfect breasts, the kind you see in Cosmo, the kind that complement a body, you know, attractive, noticeable, but not overly distracting, perky, like a mango that is ripe, exquisite to fit in the palm of my. And yet mine are none of those things, always awkward or in the way, are the reason that buttons strain or twist or snap, threaten divorce, and are without fail the why when explaining the stain on my favorite shirt. But then again, this skin became a cradle to soft breath and eyes that looked up to me, and to amend, I don't hate them. They do have some perks. Obviously, I know how to appreciate the fullness. A buxom display, how breasts can be ample, soft, sexy, and supple, dare I say, vivacious. I like the way they bounce when I walk, and the smile they bring when I tempt my husband with a quick flash. Friends. Let me, however, exclaim this. This once despised flesh is a wonder where I fed my first and second born. It is where I learned that hands, palms up, placed with forearms open, well, that is where hugs begin. Thank you.
Woo! I like that
All right.
piece, Heather.
Okay, Heather.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay. We're going to mix it up a little. So we're going to go down to PW writing. Let's hear a piece. Can you hear me?
Okay, I'm back, you guys. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. This piece is entitled Busy Blues. I saw the sky burst open, and day became night in an instant. The stars sung to me a sad melody, a tune that made the world soak. A suction cup gripped me by the chest so my beating heart would stay together. I felt lifeless, like my spirit was mimicking the body of my papa, my granddaddy. I was breathless, coming to life in new fashion, breathing my first grasp of grief, stepping into my first day of what the heck am I going to do now? My daddy is gone, and the same sad song plays on 808s for months, and nothing is the same. I stayed busy. I stayed busy. I got mad. I stayed busy. I was hopeless. I stayed busy. But busy only got me where busy lays, because busy doesn't sleep, but busy pays. Busy never learns because it's too much to listen. And busy tries to ignore that same sad song. When busy left me because I couldn't keep up, burnout left me wrapped in sheets of sorrow. Pillows soaked up good dreams, so I wrung them out in the morning and squeezed until there was nothing left. That sad melody, those busy blues, I learned them so well when those hums started to sound like Papa's aches and stars felt like his eyes staring back at me. I saw the sky burst open, and night became day over time. The stars sung to me a sad melody, a tune that would rock me to sleep.
Yes, that was beautiful. Thank you so much.
All right.
All right. Next, we're going to go with Maria.
Alrighty. Okay. This is called How to Change Anyone. I found you cooking a memory in the kitchen. The food was a little salty, almost sour. I think it was at a date. It may have been the cheese or the cup of tea that turned cold waiting for your lips to drink it. The fly wanted to drink it too. It was past 10 and you had gone to bed. The voices in your head were sealed in a box to be put roadside. The dim lights shadow your face. The windows open. The air conditioning on. The plates in the dishwasher and the tablecloths sat in the chairs waiting for folding. Your heart ached. The end was there in your sleeves, making room for all your wrongdoings. Were you able to sleep? Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much for that
All right,
piece.
Maria.
The flies wanted it too, huh, Maria?
All right, Maria, thank you so much. Next up, we have V.I.V.E.
Hello. This next piece I'll be sharing is called Fear Unmasked. Fear used to overpower creative thoughts, tainting imagination and dreams with overbearing, unwelcome anxiety, swiftly assassinating my happiness. Reaching into Pandora's box, man's evils seduced my life, and I bathed in humiliation every day. I had to close the lid to outgrow the taunting weeds ensnared around my wrists, to allow blood to flow naturally, unclog the arteries to release the tragedy of a diseased heart, to pump and amplify the echoing operatic voices chanting wisdom within the four chambers, to help me sweep the nerve-wrecking jaw, clenching chest, pounding emotions by dancing to rhythmic beats and euphoric tones, grounded to Medusa's bones to tell her story as she helped me to survive and share my own. I was afraid to speak my truth, let alone share it with the world. Fire enabled my spirit to unhinge and thrive, to melt away steel by the cosmic force of my infinite flame. Breath became the antidote of my power to reach hidden strengths and exist within the lines and rhymes of visual poetry, surrounded by the truth of the stars, warmed by the hearth of the sun, protected by the grace of the moon. I found peace and happiness in the drum of nature and love. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Okay, well,
Thank you for that piece.
that's what's up.
Okay, so it's Ebb and Flow. I'm gonna come up next, and I'm gonna read a piece called "Afeni," which is Tupac's mother. Afeni, Tupac's mother, a Black Panther, a poet, but we shall call you Afeni today. And thanks I give unto you for paving the way. Imagine a day of darkness it would be if the Most High God hadn't gifted you unto we. There would be no wick for unbreasted babies, no fight, no face for the faceless. And while you face death, a son on the way, and you locked in a cage, soon to be birthing a hell raiser, major, a hidden treasure, forming inside of the womb of a forbidden warrior. At once proven innocent, free to birth our Black Jesus, and you have named him Tupac Amaru Shakur, a savior for every hood and every block, locked away in the ghetto, littered in the streets that have no peace and seek no refuge. A cold wind did blow, a gentle giant you did grow, of heart like bombs to churches left burning with politics, like cold intel pro conspiring amongst thee, invading the we in search of greed and
Ebony's having a little technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go to with Rome to drop your next
Okay.
piece.
Thank you. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Mary's Prayer, the Gatewood. Could I have a little quiet, please? I'm on my knees praying to get free. And all this commotion is not making it easier on me. You see, it's my quiet time with my love from above, the Holy One and His Son. So could I have a little quiet, please? I'm praying for the world, peace, and mankind. Also for love, that forgotten creature God created, needed so much today. So could I have a little quiet, please, while I'm on my knees to pray? I'm not asking for much, just a touch. Hear me shout out my praise. I'll pray for you today. Shh. Quiet, please. I'm headed to my knees to pray.
Ooh, thank you so much for that.
Okay. All right.
All right. So we're gonna go with Janae next.
All right, so I'm gonna read this piece and get out of here. But I've appreciated hearing everybody, and thank you guys for having me on. This piece is called "Pick with the Black Fist." Pick with the black fist. Pick with the black fist. Who trying to pick with the black fist? All up in your face so you can't miss. When we appraise, you start to diss. Our loud, proud ghetto displays get you all pissed. But they warm my heart like an ancestor's kiss. You appropriate the culture, but the people you resist. Pick with the black fist. Pick with the black fist. With my hard-earned dollars, I purchased it. Blow out Afro tight so in the back it'll stick. Highest point of my body so I can still be down even when I sit. My eyes are right here, sir. I see you staring and glaring at this threat of mass destruction. I'm just a fuse, hoping to get lit. You seem confused. When I at work decline to wear it straight, I'm rocking Bantu twist. Consider this, pick with the black fist. A forewarning to let you know if you ever take a notion to step up with a limp, you'll be dismissed. You might call me nigga once, but the second time will be through a fat lip. But shoot, you probably like that since you already steady Botoxing it. Been trying to hold us down for centuries. Miss it, please. Not even death can take what was meant to be. Still holding my head high. No blink, no flinch. You know what time it is. Pick with the black fist. Pick with the black fist. This the pick I rocks with. The pick I roll, stretch out kinky afros with. Reminds me of brown outstretched fist at 1968 Games Olympic of Angela Davis. Took the system to court. Folks thought she was going to lose, but all she did was win it. Reminds me of freedom fighters, freedom riders. Not only blacks, there were some whites in this, some of which lost their lives for this or had to hear loved ones tell them good riddance. See, all of this started with slave ships. Then it was sharecropping. But we all know we ain't have a sharing shit. Introduced us to Jim Crow, and we like, yo, whose man's is this? Anything we got, we had to fight for it. Pick with the black fist, pick with the black fist, neatly tucked into natural hair of this natural mist. A symbol of death-defying deaths, we modern-day legends and myths. Not superhero, super Negro. Hard like Thor's hammer, you can't touch this. Burn us like crosses, we rise from black ashes like some kind of big black-ass phoenix. So keep looking, keep gazing, keep seething, keep raging. You just gonna keep seeing me raise it. Like this gravity-defying quaff, you'll never tame it. You know, at times you've come close, but games of horseshoes is the only time close is relevant. I said games of horseshoes. And this hasn't all been a game, has it? If you think so, you're worse than a fascist, lower than a maggot. Silly rabbits, you at the bottom of your bag of tricks. Still stuck with us though, because like skinny branches, we stick. So please, allow me to fast forward to the end of this. Unless Jesus does it, there will be no end to the black descendants, nor the black dissonance. Your insistence turned us into the resistance, just like Arab Muslims donning bombs and becoming terrorists. Got America, looking like some kind of dystopian biopic. So baby, settle down. Stop picking with the black fist. Cause like Wu-Tang Clan is nothing to fuck with. Shh. If you quiet, you can still hear it. Saying I'm about to buck the system and look fly while I'm doing this. Pick with the black fist, kicking it stylish, all while tearing up shit.
Woo! And that's how you go out.
All right.
Okay.
The finish.
Love y'all. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
See you Saturday, girl. Thank you so much for blessing us.
Thank you. Appreciate your presence.
It was beautiful.
My pleasure. Thank you, guys. Hit me up
You
on
killed that.
IG.
You killed
No
that.
doubt.
Oh my Lord, you killed that.
Pick with the black fist. Okay, Ebony. Everybody was feeling your poem. It was dope. You gotta run it back.
Thank you. I apologize for that. All right. So I'm gonna run it back for you guys. Give me 1 second. All right, Afeni, Tupac's mother, a Black Panther, a poet, but we shall call you Afeni today. And thanks I give unto you for paving the way. Imagine a day of darkness it would be if the Most High God hadn't gifted you unto we. There would be no wick for unbreastfed babies, no fight for the faceless, for the defeated, no face for the faceless. And while you face death, a son on the way, and you locked in a cage, soon to be birthing a hellraiser, major, a hidden treasure, forming inside the womb of a forbidden warrior, at once proven innocent, free to birth our Black Jesus, and you have named him Tupac Amaru Shakur, a savior for every hood and every block, locked away in the ghetto, littered in the streets that have no peace and seek no refuge. A cold wind did blow, a gentle giant you did grow. Curse the faint of heart, like bombs to churches left burning with politics, like co-intel pro conspiring. A traitor amongst the invading the we, in search of greed for the eyes defied. And when you are above the sky, who can take a shot at you. A Glock aimed at your name, yet you remained steadfast and did blast back with Tupac, busting shots aimed at lanes that despised your righteous name. Who can seek peace when we ride on our enemies? A new battle begun when you birth your only begotten son, a treasure at once. And this is the reason I rewrite you into history, a gem of knowledge, a key out of poverty. You will always be a fixture for me, a compass to guide we from the misery that may find thee, lingering in these ghetto streets of unhidden truth that mothers too are martyrs in ghettos, gods in high places, replaced in father figures that have gone missing. Raising sons from boys to men, celebrating within, escaping riots in the street, birthing history. And we shall call you Queen of Feeney forever, a treasure of resilience, a voice of reason, a tree never out of season emerging. And even after you are buried, your name will forever ring bells from jails of hells to ghetto heavens in the sky, or until we find peace where there is genocide. We will say your name and power will appear. Fist in the air to let the world know that Afeni was here. Afeni was here. Afeni was here.
Woo! Heather, didn't I
All
tell
right.
you? Heather?
Yeah,
Woo!
that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah. Next
One of my
up,
favorites.
we have
That was
Ron.
awesome.
Okay, speaking of poverty, I told you about the Watts riot in 1965. Before the Watts riot, we were doing good to have a couple of joints, maybe some wine. On a good day, we could afford some hard liquor. But before that, we didn't have all of the stuff that you have right now. And it's just devastated our community, but it just devastated me for 7 years. It took that long for me to figure out I had to get rid of this stuff. So this next poem is called My Decoration, the Janitor's Monologue. I'm the cannabis rebel to the fake chemist who blends new toxins like a mixtape to rot stagnant body temples. I'm a hater to hood rat alchemists rearranging atoms, stretching the product further merely to survive a jungle, favoring privilege, not the ever high ninth grade dropout who learned his craft in second rate schools or jails, a street pharmacist who can't see marked cards, the rig system, corrupt drug and tobacco companies wait like night thieves, knowing by morning's white light, and with government help, they'll infect the market, knowing then marijuana deals will become prescription only. Street merchants will once again face jail inextricably, inevitably, like the sea change after alcohol prohibition, stain, control, tax, as legal as my itchy ass. Agent Orange tainted weed fucked me up and down. Back in the world, drugs retarded me. I hallucinated and failed a four-way stop sign. My road dog crashed the windshield. I'd go back and change if I could. Please help me, Jesus. Nobody told me shit. Lies and still lies they tell us about cannabis, marijuana, ganja, chronic weed, or whatever your name for need. I want bullshit to stop. One full trash can mean the job's unfinished. Other hospital junctions will tell you, damn cigarillo wrappers everywhere, Compton deserves better. They call me the weed killer, them that argue its medical value. Sure, assume everyone's sick and in need of a cure. I'm the thorn in the side of green money vampires who monetize a substitute clear thinking with a foul smoke fog, lying that art is caused by enslaving your brain, a brain hunting something more exhilarating, more potent than the last blunt reefer joint laced with rat poison, acid, herbicide, who knows what. I laughed when my two-year-old son sucked my roach, left smoldering in the ashtray. 28 years later, I said, addiction's probably in your genes, your DNA. I told him the truth nobody told me. He left anyway. Oxycontin contaminated on Kentucky bluegrass chasing dope. He's dead for all I know. My past might spare others the downside to marijuana insanity like 7:6 Ecclesiastes. For like the crackling of thorns under a pot, So is the laughter of the fool. This also is vanity. I believe in total abstinence from alcohol and other drug spoils. That's my situation this past decade, my life goal, my decoration. I've been clean and sober for years. The old habits and temptations never fully leave.
Woo!
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for that.
Laying it down.
Okay. Next up, we're going to have Heather.
All right, you guys brought the poem, so I'm gonna do this one. This one is called Just Another Day of Shootings. Settle down, everyone. Welcome to your first day of class. I'll be your teacher. Here in America, a new school year means open hunting season. Let's all stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the Glock of the United States of gun-loving Americans and to the Republicans' right to bear arms, for which they stand. One nation, under gunfire, divided, sweet land of misery and no justice for all. My country, 'tis of thee, land of you only live once, just thoughts and prayers here. Security, it's a false god. Want to go out on the town? Conduct your next search by bullet holes in the grocery store, nail salon, nightclub, movie theater, mosque, church, or the synagogue. Take your kids to school. Well, they'll learn how to hide from a shooter because we do not learn. And statistics don't stick. Feckless politicians paid with gunfire, but I'm the selfish cunt, wanting to ban guns instead of books, live where kids grow, get a free education instead of an AR-15 in the face. Mass murdering of children is just so American. It's just another day of shootings. Fill out your donor card because a corpse has rights. Guns worth more than a pussy in the land of the free. Schoolhouses can easily be turned into mass graves. Barricades become booby traps. Exits equal entrances. Escape? Impossible. When will a life be one too many? Or a bullet be the last? When will a vote matter more than an agenda, or an agenda become action and words be more than prayers? Fuck your prayers. They have never brought back the dead. Thank you.
Woo! That was deep.
Okay. Yeah, it definitely was, Heather.
Thank you so much, Heather. We love that. Next up, we'll have Andrea.
Hello, everyone. I am Andrea, Miss Drea, the poet, the poetry chef. Right now, I have a lot of different things going on, but I'm not going to bore you guys. I'm just going to. My poem is called Us. They labeled us, banded us, abused us, owned us, used us, turned us, separated us, mistreated us. In my lifetime, I have never been mistreated, disrespected, turned on, abused, used, cursed, put down, led astray by no one other than my own race. I never know what it felt like. The betrayal, the envy, the jealousy, the disregard, the lies, the backstabbing, the mistrust, the misleading, and it all came from us. I was taught that we were the bad ones, that they were the bad ones. They were the racist ones. They were the ones that disregarded me, put me down, lied on me, backstabbed me, betrayed me. I'm not saying that there are not some racists out there that don't like me, but I've never been in a situation where I had to face fears in front of them. It's always been us. The nightmares walking, psychopaths talking, the predators, the rapists, the child molesters, my mother, my father, my sister, my coworkers, us. My own race were the people that looked like me turned on me, disregarded me, raped me, beat me, betrayed me, lied on me, gave up on me. But never have I ever given up on us. I still love us, fight for us, stand up for us. I am the just one amongst us that's going to change the stigma about us. All it takes is just one of us to change how we think and feel about us, how we love us, how we connect with us, how we treat us, how we care for us, how we show up for us, how we built with us, how we value us, how we're loyal to us. It's time for us to change us, control the narrative, change the stigma about us. No more nightmares, no more fears, no more tears. Build trust in us.
Beautiful. Us. I love it. Thank you.
All right, all right. Drea.
Next up, we have PW Writing.
All right, you guys. This next one is called Leftover. If I can't have you now, I'll have you later, he said after saving me for later. In a way, my bones shifted when I heard the next sentence. He said he loved me like this love was ever real, because love shouldn't make me feel how I feel. When those cold nights turn into sleepless fights, I don't know if by the morning I'll be all right, because what he doesn't see is these tears falling. But I still stand up tall when the weight of his words push me down. I still get up and try to move around because this is the kind of hurt that makes me want to stay inside the house. Isolate myself from the public and tune everybody out. Shut the blinds and throw the blanket over my head and keep on rethinking the things I've said or didn't say. I'm lost. I don't want to be found this way. I'm bleeding out the seams of once hope filled dreams, and lately, I just can't seem to hold myself together. Time is clever because forever only lasts as long as forever's forever, which turns out to be never because it all ended when you pursued new endeavors. So I'll wait for the day I'll be okay and realize that I just can't keep living this way.
Yes.
All
Beautiful.
right.
Next up, we have Sky. Thank you, Sky, so much for joining us. Do you have a piece you want to share? Tell us about what you got going on, any upcoming events.
Okay. You all can hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, thank you for inviting me on. This is my first time getting back on and reciting a piece of poetry, probably in like 5 or 6 or 7 years or something. So kind of nervous. But I'm happy to be here, and it's just poetry is something that's the outlet for me. I go by Sky because it's symbolic of kind of like who I am. Sky brings the sunshine and the rain, and I've been through a lot. So the poem that I'm actually going to read or recite is one that I wrote when I was like 17 in high school, and it's called "Grow Up." All right, so here it goes. The things of the world we cannot control. People say you, me, we control our future, our destiny, and that we are hope for tomorrow. I say, so do they. Be careful what you do and what you say, for it has an impact on children today. Older kids we may be, but wiser are we than the kids that sit and play on the monkey bars at school some days? Some of us older in age, but equal in heart. Is that the way to be? People say, grow up, act your age. I hope this is just a phase. Grown people today, some don't act their age. Then they say, you better respect me. I'm old enough to be your mama. What? You heard that? I heard it too. It's a funny thing sometimes because the future we may be, but so are you by the things you do and let us see. That's it. That's the poem.
Thank you.
All right. That's what's up.
Up next, we're going to bring Maria back to the mic. Bless us with one of your poems.
All right. This one is called In the Luminous Moment. The foil sheets fold into pieces like my heart folds into squares. Arteries not needed stop pumping blood. Arteries needed see no difference in the rhythm of my heart. The jay sings outside my window. It is 6 a.m. and there is a glimpse of light. Light becoming visible after Mother Darkness leaves us alone with shadows. Life, that is the word of the day. Blood flowing through my veins, while wine fills my stomach, while tears soak a shirt. Life, the inedible stage in which we stop a moment to breathe and remember that we're not blind to the sun, but we are blind to us, to the us that makes us human. Your skin becomes the sheets that cover me from the Nahual, and then it disappeared on a stormy night when the apocalypse came. Now I have no sheet to cover my tears. Wine remains a constant in this life. One, the favorite drinks of the gods. Olympus has fallen for shortage of wine, the news read. The news doesn't see that the tulips have been eradicated by our obsession with Instagram. Instagram is the lens in which they see a life that is not what it is, and I remain with wine glass in hand, remembering the love I once felt from the trees in my grandfather's ranch, the love that will never come back until water stops running underneath my feet in this red-blooded earth. Thank you.
Yes, beautiful piece. Thank you so much.
Definitely, Maria. Well,
Next,
Drea,
yes.
hold on, man. I'm gonna have to go. Got an early appointment. You know what I'm saying? 5 in the morning. But everyone, I would like to say thank you for showing up tonight. It's been beautiful listening to your pieces, and I'll see y'all around the corner again.
You
I
want to leave
mean,
us with a piece?
no, I'm gonna leave that for the guests. I don't want to be. I don't want to be like P Diddy all in the video. You know what I mean? So I want these beautiful guests out here to do their thing tonight, and I'll catch the replay when I thank y'all for showing up.
Thank you so much. Have a
Peace, love,
great
and
evening.
poetry. All right.
Thank you. Next up, we have Rome.
System of a Down 2. Not today. Got goals to reach. One way to go, and that is up. Control my emotions. Understand why. One way to go, and that is up. Never give up. Ask for help. Pride kills. Forget the bickering over nothing. Love is harder. Life will sometimes pass by. Don't stand still. If given a chance, correct the mistake. Be free. Control my actions. Understand why. There's a message in this poem. Some will see it, some will get it, some won't. Just remember to do your part, and you'll have no conflict.
Thank you so much for that piece. Beautiful. Next up, we have Wolf. Bless us with another piece.
Hey everyone, V.I.V.E here. Stands for Voice of the Harbor too. So I've been these pieces, right? I've been diving into, I guess we call the quarter life crisis. I'm 28, and I'm unblocking all the trauma in my past life to make me better. So this next piece is called Everything is Changing for the Better. Everything is changing for the better. My personality isn't isolated in the dark. It's expanding in the sunlight, knowing and accepting warmth versus the adversary of existence. I'm on a road of enlightenment, unlearning adoptive natures, on a highway hypnosis of my childhood. I don't want to be angry at the people I love. I have to repair relationships I cherish close to the heart. I've come face to face with demons of my traumas. PTSD has been the repetitive nurture versus nature, and I can't go on living in a constant continuation of overwhelming fear. I have to move forward, unchained to the monster enslaving my spirit of being able to thrive, pushing through the metamorphosis to awaken the man burning inside. I'm ready now, reborn in the dancing flame, dancing with vibrant butterflies, painting love evolved from pain. Growing up was a cause of my conviction, displacing unfair emotions from father to mother, filtering the outliers to assess the problems. I can't hold you accountable for events you weren't aware of. I'm sorry. Victim was a wicked name I'd written all over my sleeves. Shame was the embarrassment of not knowing a sense of morality. I've come to learn that it wasn't my fault. The perpetrator vanished and then he died. Coming to terms was challenging. Acceptance can have a crooked edge. Revisiting moments I was alone to hug the child who was told it was a game, child who attempted suicide, child who saw his own ghost in the closet, child who died. I give that child a new life to reawaken and disentangle his soul, to give mine a fresh start. The darkness disguised inside no longer has a place to call home, shedding off the skin of victim to welcome harmonic syndrome, hesitant to love unconditionally, respectfully declining romantic offers, defensive when charged with daddy issues, never thought I was worthy of love. Projected my discomforts on the person I call mom. This journey of self-discovery has taught me how to be calm, to correct and adopt new behaviors, to be at peace and follow through, to be brave and to be bold, like a superhuman with a pen, just like you. Everything is changing for the better, and this time next year, I will be happier than ever. Darkness was my addiction. I released the malignancy, playing peekaboo like a child without a sweater, playing in the turbulent weather. Everything will be okay. Determined to accomplish the goals I've set and finally live the life I've always wanted. I'm ready now. I'm ready. I can. I will. I am. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that important piece. Next up, we have Heather. You're muted.
All right, so this is my last poem, and this one is in my book, and it's called No Name. My first thought of it, no name, just a thing. Curious hands learning a body, a mysterious opening between legs. It was never talked about, held no value, was not special, was not meant to be respected or ignored or just be. Mom said, keep your hands away from it, dirty girl, always self-conscious and wondering, do I reject this part of me, it? Naughty, and I had no idea why. What was wrong with it? Society says only let a man who says he loves you touch it after marriage. A high school boy defiled it with his fist, with a beer bottle. I remember blood, not screaming. Teens gossiping about it after in halls, whispering slut, 'cause boys brag. He said I wanted it, so obviously I am. I made excuses for everything about it, to men who could not care less, who tried to control it, me, by using it, me, for their pleasure. Never talking to other women, assuming they are living in a skin more comfortable than mine. It, a shameful, disgusting thing. No positive role model or memory related to it. I survived, learned forced touches are not love. Had a funeral for impure skeletons and built an altar of sensual adoration and filled it with self-esteem. Fed myself patience, confidence, and custody, realized the well-being of my body and mind, invested in my own worth, making self-love exquisite. Addicted to this power now of valuing myself, my identity, no longer tied to the satisfaction of anyone else, claiming a name for it. Hello, my name is Heather. Thank you so much.
Yes, Heather. So how could people find you? What's your
You
handles?
can follow me on Instagram at OH Poetic, the number one, or you can go to poeticgirl.com, and that is where you can buy my book or see any of my work. So thank you so
Thank
much.
you so
You can
much
also follow OC Speakeasy if you want to learn about House of Blues and how you can come to House of Blues and get on our mic, because we are creating poetry moments at the House of Blues.
and
Thank you
we'll
so
be
much.
coming to your mic soon.
Thank you
Save
so
us
much
a
for having me.
space.
Thank you. Bye,
Thank you
everybody.
so much for taking time out of your day to come and share your beautiful poems with us. And you have a great night.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you. Next up, we have Ron.
I mentioned to you Watts, but there's another place that I also live that you probably heard of. It's where I lived most of my life and where I raised my children from infants to adults. It's also the title of this piece. Why in hell do you live in Compton? Incessant shaking heads ask me the question in evening classes. People at my public service job who've never visited the city and who know us only by what they've heard on radios, TV, or what's in newspapers, magazines, books, and the internet. Drag and drop bullshit. The disarray and crime, minority stories, politicals jailed, poor people drowned, struggled, degraded leaders who failed. Like Kool-Aid, we drink lies told. All they do is gang bang, gum stuck in crosshairs, guns drawn like Yosemite Sam, muzzle flip, fiercest voice and violent spirit. His index finger squeezes the matte black trigger, a tame recoil kick. Most make sure to steer purposely around Hub City, race the 91, 110, 710, and even the 405. Freeways and highways, which one way or the other surround the city. Cars spewing exhaust toxins, which waft over us like brown clouds, dirty, suffocating. Compton Creek spume swells the Pacific Ocean. Neighbor cities erase Compton street signs. I can't fathom our endless fight. I'm the odd bird who cheaped on street corners, perched on milk crates outside liquor stores and 7-Elevens, survived dark alleys. Some hold breaths as if I'm a virus, caught by merely breathing my air. Say it's my fault that I live in Compton. All I must do to solve their or my plight, they say, is stop breathing. I could leave if only I did this or that. It's like blaming Ahmaud Arbery, not the 3 white men who shot him for jogging. And schools, this is true, are better elsewhere. And police? Comptonville settlers face hardships when they once farmed land in bleak weather, harsh, rainy, and cold subsistence, no fuel. These days, stores and crime are better elsewhere. The police and their guns? The same question inevitably asked, but none ever asked if I would live in their neighborhood, next door perhaps. No, no one ever saves a real estate ad or web link for me. I love Compton because we fight, circling wagons for protection. I live in Compton because it's home. Thank you.
Thank you for that piece, Ron.
I was next we have PW writing.
Okay, this next piece I have for you guys is called Before We Knew It. Are we too young to find love, or is love too wise? Does love grow in the sight of sore eyes, or does it show its true size in perfect vision? Love is subjective, love is blind, love is fearlessly outspoken, a tidal wave of emotion crashing on stepping stones of getting to know them. Love didn't plan its visit. It invaded the space and renewed this place. It rearranged priorities and dusted off high shelves I could never reach before. Love guided me into his arms, and when he wasn't sure, love guided his lips to tell me that love's been making him feel unusual. It's been making him stay up late, been making him finish work early so he can make time. He said that for weeks he didn't understand his newfound motivation, a blissful nature, pure ecstasy, a craving, sugary residue on the fingertips of the last time we intertwined fingers when his ring caught on mine, and even they figured it out before we noticed that love's been hanging around in hard to reach spaces.
Yes, I love it. I love me a love poem.
That was so nice.
Yes, that was dope.
Real dope. Thank you for that. So now we're gonna shoot it back over to you, Rome.
Thank you. That was nice. I like that. I'm gonna hit you guys with a little coffee, no cream. She was from Jamaica. Her voice was from heaven, and when she sang, it sent me straight to the sky, searching for the time when we were young, before old age stole our youth away. She was from Jamaica. Her voice was from heaven, And when she sang, it sent me to the sky. Not mad about how my life has gone. I've been blessed, the oldest son of the oldest son. But I'm leaving you now. I'm heaven bound. She was from Jamaica. Her voice was from heaven.
Beautiful, Rome. Beautiful.
That was really nice, Rome. Thank you so much. So, um, Ebb and Flow spit a piece now, and this piece is called A Kidnapping. It's an ode to the black man. It's such an epidemic that I came up missing. You ain't even notice. Wouldn't focus on me. Now I done gone missing, man. Listen, can't you see that I am your ebony queen? Off that lean, you fell asleep and forgot about me. Left me carrying black race on my back when you lack. Yet you can't sonder. Then you wonder why they eyed me, spied me, in order to eliminate you. Such fools, they think we sank, we swam, we outrank them. Wonder why we so tough, yet gentle enough to melt in your hand. Still, you won't stand up for me. Reveal to me who we really be. Ben, it's them again, snatching souls, cold world fights. Black girl, you fought black girl, saw the new sight bright, but still you, they can't see. Ebony goddesses, God seen, God sent for them. God sent for them. We way too black, got you lost in the darkness, a garden of bliss. Middle of the night, I am your lights. A concrete, a concrete rose I am. One.
Woo! Fire.
Thank you.
Yes. Next up, we have Sky.
Okay, I'm all unmuted now. Um, so this next poem is a poem I wrote, and it's pretty much about lessons that we learn in life and experiences in love. And it's called My Soul Aches. Okay. So I believed in you. I've been holding on, drugged through the gravel in the hot sun, awakened at the riverside on a bed of cool rocks, seeing the sun and feeling blessed by the cool shade of the leaves that slightly covered me, finding relief in seeing the river stream, getting up to realize I still had further and a lot further to go. And while pushing through and running, I've come to this place of knowing I'm alone. The soul I was running with and for is not there anymore. Just my soul and the scenery of where I am. My soul aches. See, at some point, I started to believe all the things you said about being with me and building, even the things you were showing. Finally, I thought I could exhale. She means it. It's true of her. Some things gave me pause, but you showed frustration when I didn't believe or trust in you. So I told myself it was just me being crippled by the torment of betrayal and abuse from my past. I let down every wall, even the walls that you couldn't see, because I covered you in prayer and I thanked God for you. I asked Him to show me how to communicate and cherish and take care of you, to show you love, to let you know that you have value beyond measure, to let you know that you had a partner for life to weather any storm. and still my soul aches. As I taught you some things from my life lessons that were hard earned through trying experiences, I come to this place where I realize that I have a lot further to go, and yet I'm alone. The soul that I was running with is not here anymore. So my soul aches. But I know I have to keep running. I have to run on. I saw your brokenness, and I thought that eventually you would understand that I was sent to you and you were sent to me to have each other's back, to weather any storm. I wasn't skilled to put the pieces back together. So I knew I had to endure with you like you've endured with me. Yet I find myself alone and my soul aches. So that's it.
Thank you so much for that piece. Beautiful. Next up, we have Maria.
All right, here we go. The volatile pyromania of her frames. Our naked spark illuminates the room like the pyrophythia in the sea. Its red, its red ink tints the shine of the stars. I consume, I am consumed by the flames of your skin. The icing on your fingertips melts when touching my lips. The strength of your legs enwraps me like a flower blooming. Your hands dictate the tour of my kisses, and your eyes absorb me like mist in spring. We are becoming fire, burning up the last sweat of energy, evolving into one body. For a moment that lasts printed on the canvas of our bed. The steps of my feet cannot deviate from the ecstasy, but it only lasts an instant, and then you're gone. And I stay in solitude with the moon. Thank you.
Yes, beautiful, Maria. Thank you so much. Next up, we have PW Writing. Kamiko, can you hear me?
Oh, okay. I can hear you now. It's me. Okay. This next piece that I have is titled Taste of the South. I like my yums with a side of baked mac and cheese. Brown sugar sweet and a cheesy spoonful with the crispy edges. The only thing stronger than this fork is the two paper plates that's keeping it all together. Granny's praying to bless the food and the hands that prepared it. Let's grab hands so I don't get tempted to take a bite of the South and wrap it up in aluminum foil so I have a plate full when I go back home.
Save me a plate. Great poem. You're on mute. Okay, next up, we have Vote.
Hey guys, trying to debate if I wanted my last poem to be about love or to be more about, other stuff. But I chose love. So, this next poem is called If I Die in Your Arms One Last Time. And before I get into this, I want to say thank you so much for having me. This has been extraordinarily fun and exciting. Thank you. So, if I die in your arms one last time. If I die in your arms, don't let me go right away. Hold on for a minute, and within that minute, remember every time I made you smile, every time I made you laugh, every moment of every day you held on just like this. Remember all the wonderful and the beautiful memories. Remember all the times I drove you absolutely crazy. And then remember all the magical moments Time froze for you to lock your eyes with mine and say, I love you. Remember everything I told you, and most of all, remember to never give up on love. You're going to be okay. Just remember the love, the joy, the hellos, the goodbyes. Remember how deeply and so creatively and so passionately and so romantic. Remember all of it. And then let me go so I can leave my lifeless body to hold you, to cherish you, and to squeeze you tightly pressed against me. One last time, one last goodbye, one last snuff of your rich, woodsy, enchanting skin. One last time to captivate your attention, a subtle and soft, yet ravishing whisper in your ear. I love you. For another minute more, I'd kiss you gently and so seductively and so helplessly joyful that I died in your arms and no one else's. I have loved you so madly and so breathtakingly and so outrageously calm. Run my ghostly fingers through your thick, silky hair one last time as to let you know I'm gone. Thank you so much. I am Voth, voice of the harbor. If you have Instagram and you want to follow me, it's VOTH_94_. Thank you so much and have a wonderful night.
Thank you so much, Voth, for coming and blessing us with your poetry. Hope to have you here again, and you have a wonderful night. We're going to do one more round, and then we're going to wrap it up. So next up is Ron.
I like to talk about place. And part of that is because I refuse to be erased. Compton, an energy fueled dark star, shines universal brilliance, ascendant. Dope fiends rise from the abyss, renewed, echo cosmic collisions. A black diamond, precious and rare, security like a power line, hot and electric. Potholes so bad, drive-by gangsters cease fire and discover dogs don't shit where they eat. Fuck the police's birthplace. Safe streets, defunded cops reassigned to homeless foot massage duty and food bank lines. Reagan crack once flooded Rosecrans Avenue, battering rams, crackling AK-47s, stiffness always sliding along my lower back. Compton emits 99,000 gravitational waves, skateboarding against opposing forces, police who shoot first, ask later. We shoot down dividing lines, hushed. Students hear themselves think, master academic decathlons, a tango tenacity. Dark energy expands the universe. Compton Library is a galaxy, vast and infinite, where students smell jasmine, eucalyptus instead of marijuana skunky stench, and taste porcini crusted tofu with shallot gravy, not greasy chicken. Compton's light pulsates at whiplash sting where COVID-19 masks say, I love you, where gangsters choose brother over nigger, knowing as Richard Pryor uncovered, we were never that. Understanding that to own a word means first to buy the word from Confederate traders that's not for sale. Compton's rewritten narrative, like Malcolm X, is ballot or bullet time. Black lives matter and brown count. The heart-shaped city more significant than one street. A reimagined world explodes, a big bang that rewrites a fresh verse. Compton, dark matter, bends light for its purpose, glass half full. An uncut jewel where people lead and leaders follow for free, as spokes in hub city rims, hawks woke like owls. Compton love, like dense dark matter, tentacled and sticky. A cool 10,000 kelvins, the new star breed forges hydrogen to helium. A puffy giant bursts 100 times the sun, burning bright past Jupiter's orbit. One hood, one heartbeat, one light. Thank you.
Ooh, thank you so much for that piece. Okay, next up is Maria.
Alrighty. Thank you for having me today. I don't know if this is the last one, but I just want to say thank you before I forget. So, this is called Eclipse. The moment was quick as sand dunes on the desert, pushing you deeper, never hitting the bottom with no way out. This is the second you realize you're in love. Thank you.
Short, sweet, and beautiful. Thank you so much. Just like you, Maria. Next up, we have Rome.
Okay, I see EB and Flo left, but I had did this one the other day when you had put your post up, and I'm going to hit it with these guys here see if they like it real quick. I call it poetry in five. It's like 5 minutes. You think of something real quick, and I just took it off of 3 words, and so I hope you guys like this here. Rhythm, rhyme, and shine. 3 words formed separately, divine. Together they blow minds. Together they bring the together. And it's nice to see they paid the price, gave it all to the higher power, and now on us they shower words of strength, love, hate, and power. EB and flow continue to grow. Different tastes of soul continue to know. Miss Drea the poet continue to show. And the world's going to know your names. The words you speak will erase the shame, and your rise will have much fame. The rhythm, the rhyme, the shine, divine. Thank you guys for having me. I love you. First
Thank you
time.
so much. Don't log off yet. I really
Okay.
appreciate that. You have to send that to me.
Okay.
Okay. Well, next up is Sky, and then we'll have PW Poet.
All right. So my last poem is called A Love Note. It's that moment in time where you finally meet your best friend. You heal from the past, or you're in that phase of healing. Um, and it begins like this. It says, of love note. After all that I've been through, the past and the pain, I'm so glad that I never gave up and I found you. What I did for others, now I do it for you. I finally found you, my best friend, my partner, best lover, best company. So, with your champagne and wine kissed lips, crowned apple tongue, it's a perfect combination of two walks of life. I love how you expand and embrace the you that's within. Appreciative of you. No time wasted. Every lesson you've learned brought us here to more maturity, wisdom, and grace. Boy, it sure looks good on you. I'm loving your self care, you choosing you. It's about time we met. So glad I'm finally meeting you. You bring completeness to my soul and wholeness to my spirit. After being crushed, I realized it was a wine press to get the best of the best. My soul once ached, and yes, my soul ached until I started giving to you. I'm so glad for the day that I met you. I love you, Talethia, also known as Lele, also known as Sky. With love, signed yours always and forever, Talethia, also known as Lele, also known as Sky. I found me.
Ooh, great dedication poem. That was beautiful, Sky. Next up, we have PW Writing.
Okay. This final piece that I have for you guys is called Falling Action. A two-tone, rusty metal slide that'll burn the backside if the weather is right. Maybe this was my playground as a child in a parallel life, where I slid down a slide and it became a staple in my life. Where I wiped the rust off my clothes and climbed back up the steps to get a thrill from life. I closed my eyes as I shifted my weight to lean towards the edge. Let go of the bars that kept me steady, felt the wind flow through my freeform curls, and tasted adrenaline for the first time. Sweet like the tone of my mother's voice, yet dangerous like my father's past, and I can't get over the fact that the ride is so short. So I go back for more. Wiped my clothes, went up the steps, shifted my weight, but this time I hesitate. I know what fate awaits, the empty feeling after it's over. So I sit for a moment and stare at my toes, briefly acknowledge that this is the way life goes, that sitting up high is only temporary and the decisions I make will always resorting some sort of mess to clean or feelings to face. And although that's important, it doesn't stump the joy of a heart race. So I close my eyes and prepare myself for a wild embrace. Boom.
Beautiful, beautiful piece. I want to thank all of you guys for blessing us with your poetry and your time. And hopefully, we have you guys back here soon. If you have a project, you know, another poet that wants to be featured, you can always reach out to me and let me know. I really appreciate you guys' time. And tell everybody where they can reach you at. You can also log on later and share this YouTube with your friends and family so they can see you. So, Ron, tell us your social media handles.
Um, CPT for cops. That's Instagram. That's CPT, the number for cops, COPS on Instagram, and my name Ron Dow on Facebook. And my website I put into the chat there, crookedoutofcompton.com. I'm writing a short story fiction book that drops early next year.
Okay, Maria, tell us what are your social media handles where they can reach you.
Yes, it's Angie underscore Duarte 85 at Instagram, and Maria Duarte on Facebook. I have one, but I really don't use that Facebook that much. But Instagram for sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Rome, tell us where they can reach you, where they can find you, what you got coming out next.
I'm with queenshesense.com, and shout out to my publisher, Cheryl Robinson. We got the book coming out, Magic, The Journey Continues, 2023. I have an event. I'm here in Las Vegas, and I'm a minister, and I work with civil rights. And I have an event coming up this Saturday with my best friend, Reverend Stretch Sanders, as we do our 2,000 plus gathering once again, the 5th annual gathering here in Las Vegas for Black people. Hopefully everyone would like to show up and shine with us. Also coming up, I have a 19th anniversary for my pastor at New Shiloh Baptist Church here in Las Vegas, Nevada. If you're here, stop by Sunday and get some praise on with us. You can find me on Facebook, Jerome Washington. You can find me on Instagram, Jerome Washington. Black Poets, at blackpoets.com. I'm all over. So I'm here in Vegas doing my part, trying to bring the word out and trying to bring some love into the world. So I appreciate you guys having me. My first time doing this, so I was nervous. My publisher told me just chill out, you'll have a good time. Wife told me don't worry about it, you got this here. My grandkids are running around going, Pat, what are you doing? I'm going, I got a show I got to do. I got a show I got to do. They're going, oh, okay, well, have a good time. And they just left me, so I'm. But the book is out. It's For Lunas, 3 Septimus, C. 2 Zealous. Translated is 4 months, 3 weeks, and 2 days. QueenSheSense.com. Get the book. I'll come to you and I'll sign it.
Okay.
What can I say? Okay.
I'll be
Thank
in
you guys.
Vegas.
I love you very much. Come on down to Vegas. Hey, we won't tell nobody.
For everybody that's listening, like, share, and subscribe. We also have Poetry Corner on Facebook, so make sure you join the group, and we'll keep you updated on our shows. It's every Thursday at 8 p.m. Pacific time, 11 p.m. Eastern time. It's the Poetry Corner West Coast Connection. Sky, tell us what you have going on, what's coming up next for you, and your social media handles.
Okay. So what I have going on, I'm currently working on the foundation product of Tzedakah, which is Hebrew, means charity and justice. It's just an opportunity to actually help and continue what I used to do in the past and help people that are in need, women, children, anybody, people that have records or that are trying to get anything from custody or just kind of solve some life problems and have a better start. So we'll be offering some notary services through that as well. and also some information on like legal aid or where you can go if you're in domestic violence situations. So that's what I'm currently working on. I'm Tzedeka, and that's TZEDAK 8AH at 0759 on iCloud. And also on Facebook, I am Talathia McCain. That's actually my name on Facebook. So thank you all for inviting me, and love to be back and actually sit in and watch. It's therapeutic.
Where are you located? What state are you located?
I'm in North Carolina.
Okay, so people can find the information there to help them in North Carolina.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing that. That's very important.
What part of North Carolina?
Charlotte.
Charlotte. I was there a couple of months ago. Nice time.
Okay.
As long as you stay in Charlotte.
yeah.
Okay, PW, write and let us know what you have going on, what's coming up next, what you're doing, your social media handles.
Yes, so you guys can find me on Instagram at pw.writing, just like my username right here. I host the Writing Lab every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Central Time. Everybody's welcome to come and share. Every creative can come out, say what's up, perform. If you like to, if you want to find me, I'm also in Writer's Pocket Anthology, Silhouettes at Dusk, as well as Fire and Ice. And yeah, follow pw.writing on Instagram to get updates on my book, because like I said, I do have a book release coming up for my lovely book, V.I.V.E Memory. So you guys can find me there.
And I am Andrea Lee, Miss Drea the Poet. I am a CLI alumni. I had a lot of my CLI family here tonight. I'm having a book coming out June 28, 2023. That's also my birthday. It's going to be a production. So I'm going to have like 2 books coming out at the same time. I'm also a chef. So I'm going to cook, and we're going to just have like a magical time. It's going to be epic. So I would like to invite you guys to come every Thursday. And you can also reach me at ms.drea_the poet. If you have any poets that would like to be a guest here or featured someday, they can send me an Instagram message and I will reach out to them. This is the Poetry Corner Westside Connection, and we'll be here every Thursday at 8 p.m. Thank you, everybody, for being here. You guys don't log off yet.
Hey, Sky.
What is that?
This is cotton that I picked when I was in North Carolina at the Bricks in North Carolina. It's at the history of the Brick School down there, and I went down and I actually picked